Welcome to Wednesday Wisdom, and in this episode we are going to talk about why you would not sync a company life cycle to a contact life cycle and why this would be the case. So Craig, show us.
Let's have a look at this setting in settings, in objects. You can go into contacts, there's a life cycle stage. There's this setting here, sync life cycle stages. I think most people are aware of this. And most people have it turned on. I think most people, certainly across our clients' portals, most have turned it on. And all it does is when the company becomes a customer, all the associated contacts also have their life cycle stage updated to customer. Okay, sounds good. We're going to just chat about why you might not want to have this enabled. And there's plenty of good scenarios where turning this off is preferred. So let's talk about the most obvious case. Let's say you're dealing with a large company and they have multiple departments, and maybe your sales teams are dealing with different departments. And in fact, one sales team might not be aware that the other sales team is working with a different department. So when that happens, sales team A, they might close a deal with a department over in the company, and sales team B are working on totally separate deal. You would not want, even though that company has become a customer, you would not automatically want all the contacts associated with that company updated to become customer, because suddenly people over on the other team are like, oh, hang on, that's a bit confusing. So that's the first case. And by the way, there's no right or wrong overall. It's just what's best for your particular situation. So that's the first example. Should we go? Do you have an example in mind, Ian, that you'd maybe mention?
No, I think that's a really good one. So I don't have anything to add to that, Greg.
All right. Well, I'll tell you other models that might work with government departments. We've talked about franchise models. The other one is perhaps if you're more of a B2C arrangement with companies, so much more of a consumer. Let's say you're selling training courses, for example, and you sell to specific people in that company, then you might want to have this turned off because only particular contacts are customers. They bought that training program, others aren't. So then you can further personalize the follow-up nurtures maybe that go to people. If they're a customer, they get taken off a nurture sequence, whereas if they're not, they don't. So there's just some examples. If you've got a question about whether it's appropriate for your company, and like to chat with us, just hit us up in the comments or organize a time to chat with Ian and me.